Welcome back to Switch South Africa. I'm Nicky Nash as always, and today you join me without a voice because of this Bakkie. Today we have the Jeep Gladiator. We attended the launch. Click the pop-up banner on the side to see the video, the launch video. But today we got blessed by this car to have it on test. Big shout out to Jeep for giving us some time to live with the car. So obviously you know how we do it the side. We're gonna start with the exterior look, front, then back, interior, and then the things I don't like, the things I like, the drive, and then recommendations. So let's just speak about the look of the car. The look of the car in front, it looks amazing. What I do like about this vehicle is that it looks like a Jeep. Jeep is not trying to be fancy by making the car not look like a Jeep, because in the front it has a signature 7 horizontal, I don't know what they call, but 7 grille type of effect on the Jeep Gladiator, more especially the lights. These lights resemble Jeep. If you look at a Jeep that was released in 2005, it has these lights, just that with halogens instead of these Jeep performance LEDs. I like the look of the car in front because when you're looking at it like this, you'd think it's a Jeep Wrangler. But when you look on the side and then you see a load bed there at the back, you'll be like, okay, this is something that's a bit different. So price-wise, you're looking at 1,200,059. That's how much you're looking at for the price of this vehicle. But I don't know how much you're going for at Change Cars. And speaking of Change Cars, you know what to do. What is Change Cars? Change Cars is an online platform that sells cars, buys cars. So basically, if you're looking to sell your vehicle or buy a vehicle, literally just go to Change Cars. Look for the dealership you trust, because all the dealerships are manufacturer approved. Go to Change Cars, and because there is no previous generation Jeep Gladiator, you can't go to Change Cars and say I have a Jeep Gladiator, because you don't. So go to Change Cars and say you'd like to buy a Jeep Gladiator, and they'll put you the right people. And after you do that, come to me, tell me, hey Nicky, I bought a Jeep Gladiator or any other car for that, and then I'll post it in the channel, celebrate you. And depending on where you live, I can come and see you and see your new baby. I might do a short review, you never know. But we spoke about the fronts, the lights switched off, so let's go to the back. So moving on to the back of the car, I'm a bit speechless. I really can't say much about the back of the car. Literally, it's so simple. I like how there's nothing here. It's a Jeep. Then the light, I can't tell you where they got the light design from. It's literally just Jeep, Jeep design. I like the look of the car at the back. Some people don't like it. A lot of people are saying Jeep are trying a bit too fancy with the light, because these lights are not integrated within the rear pillar design here, because they pop out to the side. But for me personally, I like them like that. What I do like about the car at the back is this: no hard labor on the side, literally. And what else? Let me just get the keys. The keys are inside. I'll show you that just now. So what I like about this is that you pull it, you open it, it drops down easily. You don't need to support the car, the load bed, so that it drops down. What I don't like about the car, this car, it costs 1.2 million rand, right? But as you can see, what's supposed to be there? A tow bar. So I'm paying 1.2 million rand. Obviously I'm going to be towing with this car, but there's no tow bar. But it is an optional extra. I don't like that about the car. Why is a 1.2 million rand car not coming standard with a tow bar? I'm paying an extra more to get a tow bar, but other than that, really, there's not much you can ask for at the back. I do like it just the way it is. And let me get the keys. I have the keys. What I wanted to show you is, I'm gonna lock the car. It's locked. I unlock the car. Opens. No hard labor of keys. This car makes it look very soft. And what else I do like, I just forgot to show you when I was in front. Let me just lock the car. You can do that. Listen. That's remote start. I just forgot to show you that in front. I hope you guys could hear the remote start. The car's on, I'm outside. So what the car does with the remote start, literally, depending on how or what time it is, the car will literally, if it's hot, the car will blast the aircon. So by the time you get in the car, it's nice and cold. But there's no need for remote start now, so let's switch it off. And the car's off. So now, let's get inside. So moving on to the interior of this Jeep, literally, it's one of the most amazing places to be. What I do like about this Jeep, especially, you guys know how much I hate climate control. That's in the infotainment system. So those cars climate control literally here, temperature up and down, blowout speed, the mode where you want it here or your feet. And also they just put the car on like that. The screen is a very beautiful screen. What I do mostly like about the screen, as much as climate control is here, it is also here. So I need to switch on the car actually. Just give me a second. and then you can control the climate control in the screen. So for those that are not like me and like the climate control in the screen, there you go. So Jeep has catered for you and for me. And what else this car has? It has heated seats, driver and passenger. And something that I think is my first test car that it has is this button. This is heated steering wheel. Obviously now it's spring in South Africa, you won't need heated seats and heated steering wheel, but come winter, trust me, heated seats, you'd love that about the car. I do like the layout of the vehicle. They have digital instrument cluster half, but on the side it's still digital analog and all that. So I love how Jeep has made this car advanced, but at the same time kept it old school. And another thing in terms of look, interior wise, this red interior, I just like the red touch of the car. And as you can see, these screens, these buttons, all of that, this vehicle is waterproof inside. Why is it waterproof? Because the roof comes off, the doors come off. I won't show you how the roof, I'll show you how the roof comes off actually, but the doors, it's a lot of work. So roof out, doors out, and you're bundu bashing, all that mud, if it does splash into the car, that's why this needs to be waterproof. Also, this vehicle doesn't have electric seats. Electric seats because if it had electric seats on the side, when you're bundu bashing and you get into water, that water getting into electric seats can mess up your electric seats. So this car is literally old school. Is it a problem? No, because I understand why it's old school. When you want to remove the roof, very simple. Drop this, drop that, turn this one here, turn that on there, lift. It goes off literally, and the roof is off. So obviously I need to step out the car and do all of that, but that's just a quick demonstration of how to remove the roof and to put it back on. Basically the same procedure, but you need to line it up on the outside and then lock, then you're done. So now I speak about 3 things I don't like and 3 things I do like, and we start with the bad. So the first thing that I don't like about this car is that the window switches, it's auto down for the front 2, but not auto down for the back 2. But that's besides why I don't like it. What I don't like the most is that it's not auto up. See, I need to press and hold for the windows to go back up. That's why. The second thing that I don't like is this. There's no tow bar. Why am I paying 1.2 million rand for a Bakkie, but I still need to add on a tow bar? That's the second thing I don't like. And the third thing that I don't like about this car is this. And what I mean this, it has the power in terms of kilowatts, but it lacks the newton meters of torque. So power wise, it's looking at 209 kilowatts, but 347 newton meters of torque. So it lacks torque. And speaking of lacking torque, you want me to explain why, right? So for me to explain, we need to do the drive of the vehicle. But 3 things I like first, and then the drive. So 1, what I like about this vehicle is this. As much as I said I don't like it, is this. Meaning, what's this? The sound of the vehicle. It sounds amazing. And let's start it up. Rev it for me there. That's perfect. 1. It has a soft limiter, but it still sounds amazing. It doesn't have the Mopa exhaust, but it still sounds amazing. Let's go to number 2. And the second thing I like about this car, the look of it at the back, because in front it looks like a Jeep Wrangler, and I'm not a fan of Jeep Wrangler, but this Gladiator, number 1. This is the second thing I like about this car, the overall look of the vehicle. Number 3, let's go. Thing I like about this vehicle, it's a Bakkie. I can take off the roof. As my friend would call it, it's a summertime Bakkie. That's the third thing I like. So now you join me inside the Bakkie, the Jeep Bakkie. Now it's time for the drive of the vehicle. I need to tell you, this car produces 209 kilowatts. That's a lot. 347 newton meters of torque. That's not a lot. And through an 8-speed automatic gearbox. So let's just touch on the newton meters of torque before we actually do find some open road and then put my foot down. So the torque of this vehicle is low. Reason being, it's a naturally aspirated V6. So this is not a diesel, petrol V6. So obviously the torque will be low because there is no supercharger, there is no turbocharger in the vehicle. So the car is bound to have a low torque figure. So it has a high kilowatt figure but low torque figure. So this vehicle, in terms of towing capacity, is a 2.7 tons tow capacity, lower than many other Bakkies out there. Other Bakkies range from 3 tons to 3.5. this vehicle, in terms of towing, you will feel that it lacks power and it lacks towing capacity when you are towing something quite heavy, in terms of long distance driving. And obviously, well, for me, the fuel efficiency of this car, you're looking at around the claimed at Jeep is around 12, 13, but I've been getting 14. The lowest I got was 14.1. That's with my economy run test, but on average I've been averaging around 15, 16. Right now I'm averaging, just give me a second, I'm averaging 15.2. That's how much I'm averaging. That's how much I'm averaging in this vehicle. Excuse my voice, guys, I don't know what's going on. It's a Jeep, I don't know what's going on. So that's how much I'm averaging. You will feel the need for a bit more of torque when you are out in the open, something that will put the car at ease and won't make the car scream. So for example, in terms of power, I'm doing 80. So I'm joining the highway now, I'm doing 80. So just count the seconds that will get to 120, then put it in your own figure how quick the Bakkie is. So I'm on 80, foot down, gearbox is responsive and it also quick. So that's 100, pulling, 110, 120. So you can look down how long that took. It's not a fast Bakkie, but at the same time it's not slow. When I mean it's not fast, it doesn't give you that like an Amarok V6. It doesn't give you that oof, you know what I mean? But it does get the job done. For me, it does get the job done. This Bakkie is not a Bakkie you'd want to on a daily basis, because this car will hurt your pocket. But at the same time, you're looking at a Bakkie that costs but at the same time, you're looking at a Bakkie that costs 1.2, 1.3 million rand. You really don't care about the fuel efficiency of this Bakkie. You want it because it's more of like a toy to you. It's more of something that you wanted. You know, you want a Wrangler but with a load bed. This is it. This is exactly what this is in my view. But obviously this has a bit more than just a Wrangler in it. There's a Wrangler person on the other side of the road. Wow. Just rewind and pause, you'll see it. So the driver's vehicle, when you're inside I'm doing 100 now, you do hear the wind noise, and obviously you're bound to hear wind noise because those cars, the roof can come off, the doors can come off, so obviously the wind noise needs to be there. You know, it's not as sealed, if that makes sense, as other Bakkies. You're bound to hear a lot of wind noise in this vehicle because the doors and the roof comes off. I did speak about the 3 things I don't like. I did speak about how the legroom and how it is in here, you don't get that. It's not supportive enough in terms of space. The car is huge, long, but inside it feels very, very compact, and I personally don't like that, especially more my feet. I don't have a place to rest my left leg. It's, you know, it's a mismatch, you know. But obviously, it being your car, you know what you're getting yourself into. You get used to it. My dislikes about those cars in terms of the driving is, as I'm doing an uphill right now, it needs to drop a gear to a gear that it finds suit enough for that, because it's naturally spirited, doesn't have a high torque figure, so it needs to be in the right gear, and being in the right gear makes the car scream a bit more than I would like it to. So that's one thing, a few things that I don't like about the car, the low torque figure. But I do understand why it has a low torque figure. Not saying that I like that it has a low torque figure. I understand why. But I wish Jeep could have, you know, if you're going V6, I think Jeep could have, you know what, let's just add a turbo or let's just add a supercharger. At least boost that Newton meters of torque to at minimum 400. Then this car would be a different Bakkie all around. But you know what, Jeep knows what they're doing. They have a market for this. And I do believe the people for this car will buy this car. This car was launched in July. After I attended the launch, a week later, I saw it driving. See where I am right now in Pretoria East. I saw one person driving this vehicle. It wasn't a press car. It was new, no plates, no nothing. So I'm like, okay, interesting. The day I got this Bakkie to go take photos of this car, I saw another one. So it goes to show you that Jeep knows what they're doing. It does have a market, this vehicle, and obviously it's not for mass production because they did say they bring in limited numbers. So obviously looking at 1.2 million rand, limited numbers coming to South Africa, 5-10 years time from now, how much do you think the Bakkie will be worth if the limited numbers are coming? So that's a food for thought. But yeah, let's just go speak about, do I like the car? Would I buy the car? Would I recommend the car? And in terms of recommendation, very interesting, keep it locked. So do I like the Bakkie? Would I buy it? Would I recommend it? Do I like it? Yes. Would I buy it? Yes. Would I recommend it? Definitely. Literally, there's no way of me telling you that go buy a different Bakkie besides this one, because this Bakkie, literally right now, for me personally, competes with no other Bakkie. But next year, it'll be competing with the Ford Raptor. We're gonna get that, and I'll tell you whether to buy that one or this one. But for now, honestly, if you have the money, don't look anywhere else. Buy this thing, you won't regret it. For now, summertime Bakkie. Let me go out.